Hello everyone, I hope you're well. I hope you're feeling great. It's nice to have you back here. It's nice to have you listening. How are we all doing? I hope you're doing well. It's a beautiful sunny day today, although the sun's just gone behind a cloud, so it doesn't really feel quite sunny today. But I very much enjoyed this like nice warm weather that we've had, like a little like sprinkling of for a little bit. It's quite nice. Summer kind of disappeared and then it came back. So, I mean, I'm not complaining, but I would quite like autumn. Shh, didn't say that. You didn't hear that from me. No, you didn't hear that from me. But I would quite like autumn. And I'll tell you why. Because when I was in Copenhagen, the weather was basically like September, October weather. For that 1 week, it was like a storm or something. And I was really quite enjoying like the jumpers and the jackets. I'm not asking for winter. I would just like slight cooler weather so I can wear a jumper. Like I'm really in the mood for jumpers, but it's way too hot for wearing a jumper. So yeah, but I'm not wishing away summer. I'm very much here for summer. I've got a few nice end of summer plans, so I want to make the most of those, and I want them to be sunny and nice so I can enjoy them of my best ability. Do you know what I mean? So not mad about the sun. But talking of end of summer, I thought we could recap on Hot Girl Summer, because I did an episode at the start of summer talking about Hot Girl Summer, and I feel like let's recap. Let's see how we're feeling after a summer of hot girlness, because I feel as though my summer hasn't quite been the traditional quote unquote hot girl summer, because I mean, I think hot girl summer is whatever you make hot girl summer, right? Because everyone's version of hot girl summer is going to be different. Whether you see hot girl summer as going and dating loads of people, whether you see hot girl summer as spending time with your friends. My summer has been more of a working girl summer, in like the best way possible. Not in like a, I've been working, I've not like had a good time. I've like been working hard on things. Like, I don't know, like it's been my kind of priority, I guess, alongside like seeing friends, spending time with my family, and just doing all of those bits and bobs. Like that's been my priority through this hot girl summer, if you will. I think this is the first summer in quite a good couple of years now where I have been single and not talking to anyone. Now that kind of sounds a bit like weird, because like, I mean, I've been single for like 3 years, but I haven't been, all the summers before, I've been talking to someone or been with someone. So this is the first summer I've been like completely single, not really texting anyone, not speaking to anyone. And it's been quite nice because everything's just been solely focused on what I want to do, where I want to go, the plans I have. I don't really have to worry about, you know, juggling any summer plans I want to do with also work and then someone else, which has been nice, because I feel as though this could be like one of the last ones where I'm going to have this kind of summer. So I'm just kind of making the most of it. But I have also been doing a lot of work. Like I have just been focusing a lot on my work, and each week I'm like constantly busy, not only with like things I want to do for myself, but when I'm working with brands and stuff like that. It's been busy, and I am not mad about it. I very much enjoyed it. When I'm busy, I think I work my best. When I have less work, I don't do as well. I find that, which is weird, because when I was at school, I used to find like if I had so much to do, it would be overwhelming and I'd feel really anxious and stressed. But within the world I work in now, because everything is so like I don't have anyone telling me what to do. I'm just doing it all on my own. So when I'm busy and when I have plans, I'm like, go. I get everything done and I'm like, yeah, I got this. But when I don't have as much on, when I don't have as much going on, I'm literally like, oh my God, I can't be bothered to do anything. I CBA, like I don't want to do that. Even though I can get all my work done in like a day and then have the rest of the week free when I'm quiet, which doesn't happen that often, but like when I do have a quiet moment. But I just work so much better. I work so much more efficiently when I have like less time or I'm busier, because I just know that if I don't get it done, then I'm not going to get it done, which is madness to me, because I always used to be someone who would be like stressed in these kind of situations. But I feel like I just work better like that. So I do feel like when I have those moments, I'm like, oh my God, I'm winning at life. And then the next week comes along and I'm like, oh my God, I can't do this. This is so stressful. So yeah, but honestly, I'm so grateful for all the work I've had. It's been really, really good. And I'm just looking forward to the rest of the year. And, you know, continuing my work into the festive season, which is my favorite season, but which we won't talk about because we're talking about hot girl summer right now. So yeah, but the focus has been a lot on work, and that's not because I, you know, was like choosing to focus on work. It just has been the focus. It's just been the thing that I've felt like I wanted to spend my time on. I also feel like when you have the opportunity to like focus on work and you haven't got anything else that's distracting you, there's so much opportunity for you to build on yourself and your business or your brand or whatever. So that's kind of been the thing that I've been working on, figuring out what social media platforms work for me and how I do the social media platforms. That's the thing I've been working on, because any of you listening who are also in the social media world, and if you're not, you'll know, well, if you're not, you won't know, but if you are in this world, you will know that every platform has a different kind of vibe, and trying to find yourself on those platforms and what suits you can be kind of difficult. So that's kind of been one of the priorities. I figured out how I want each platform to be, which makes it so much easier for me when it comes to creating content, because everything is different and everything has their own places, rather than trying to replicate the same thing on every channel. It just doesn't work. So that's been kind of good. And like I said, I don't think sometimes working too much can be a bit like, come on, take a break. But I have been away. I have taken a couple of breaks. And I will hopefully, well, I will be taking my next break for sure over Christmas. But until then, I'm just going to keep working hard. I'm not burnt out yet. I'm just enjoying myself and enjoying work, and work's been good. But the other thing that I've been working on, oh my God, am I okay? Clearly got work mindset. I've been doing is spending a lot of time with my family and friends. So family and friends are hugely important to me, and also like working on friendships that like deserve the time. Because I think friendship is so important, and when you have friends that really love you for you and want to spend time with you and involve you in things, and those are the most important people. So I've just been making sure that I spend time with my friends and making plans with my friends, so that, you know, I'm still enjoying that fun friendship like summer without necessarily having to go on all the holidays. I do feel like there's a lot of pressure over summer to be going on lots of holidays, and I've been on a few holidays, but not anything major. Most of my holidays were like at the start of summer, and then I've done a couple of city breaks in August, which has been nice. But like, yeah, I feel like there's this big thing about going on holiday and you have to go on loads of holidays, but actually like sometimes you just don't need to go on loads of holidays. You just want to do things that suit you at the time. So I went away for my friend's hen do, which was really fun, and it was nice to go away to like a hot country and be somewhere different with a group of people. Usually when I go on holiday, it's just me and one other friend, so it's kind of nice to be with like a group of people, because you kind of bounce with each other and there's more to chat about and whatnot. But there's just honestly been so many great things that have happened this summer. Birthdays, my friend got married, like it's just been really nice and wholesome. I feel like I've had a wholesome summer, and every like time I've spent time with friends has been like really nice. Like I don't have any negativity to come out of summer, apart from the like anxious week I had in Copenhagen. But like I always try to look at the positives of things like that, and I do think there was a lot of positives, even though I struggled quite a lot at the time. So like I do think in general, when I'm speaking, and that wasn't really like a friend thing, that was a work thing, so it's a bit different, but anything to do with friends has been amazing, and I've had like really good times, and like it's been really, really nice. So I'm feeling very grateful and lucky to have amazing people in my life. And like the same goes for my family, like just making plans with my family, doing things with my parents is so important to me. Now my dad's actually retired now, but my parents are getting older and I want to spend time with them, so I always try to do something with them at least once a month, which to a lot of people is probably quite a lot. Some people that might be not enough, but you know, it involves traveling home, and I have to make a plan of it because with my life and my work, things happen all the time, so much last minute. And sometimes, like, when you're planning to go home, you want to make sure you can enjoy being home and not having to work. So it's been a really wholesome summer, really wholesome summer. And I've really enjoyed doing wholesome things because wholesome things make my heart happy. And I do feel really good for it. I feel good for not going out and doing the classic summer just because that's how society makes you feel. I've done the summer that I wanted to do, the summer that's made me feel good and made me kind of reset and do things exactly how I want to, rather than like going out, getting drunk, or doing whatever I just don't want to do. Just do your summer how you want to. I feel like we should all do that, right? So one thing I have done this summer, and I've never done this before, is paused my hinge. So I don't know if any of you have ever done this, but I've always known it's been a feature, but never actually done it. Usually I even when I'm like, you know, like dating someone and I've been dating them for a couple of months, I've never paused it. I've just left it and not touched it. But I was finding that I was on Hinge and I was just constantly tapping through it. It was like, it's like another social media app, right? But I find that when you're not in the right headspace and you're tapping constantly, it gets a little bit like, okay, are you like doing this because you want to do this, or are you doing this because you feel like you should do this? So pause my Hinge, and you know what? It's been really nice. And I've never ever thought to do it before because I just didn't really think it make a difference. And I also was like, you know, when you're in the mood to date and when you're in the good vibes and you feel like you're ready to go on a few dates, there's no reason to pause your Hinge. But if you're at the point where you're a bit like, not really fussed right now, pause it. Because I kid you not, it really like takes that like stress away from the thought of dating, because you know that you're actively choosing not to. And the main reason why I did it was because I had quite a busy couple of months, and I was kind of like, I just don't really see the point in me trying to plan dates in when actually, or like trying to talk or meet people on dating apps when I actually don't think I have the time right now to be slotting in dates, because a lot of my plans were coming towards the end of the week or over the weekends. And then I was like, well, that's kind of when you first date someone, you don't really go on a date on like a Monday or a Tuesday. So I was kind of like, I'm like, Monday and Tuesdays are like my days to like get going for the week, and I don't necessarily want to be going for a drink on a Tuesday night. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to pause it. And it's been really refreshing. I just haven't had the urge to need to tap and find someone. It's kind of been like the search is off right now. The search isn't happening. I'm just enjoying myself and my own time. And that's quite nice. That's really quite nice. But also it's made me a little bit more hungry to like get back on it and chat. I feel like when you're dating and your dating apps especially, it can get really boring and mind numbing when you're having the same conversations with like the same type of guys, and it's just constant. And sometimes you need a break. And also no one's actually like, I feel like not that many people are that fussed over summer. So you're not really getting the best of the bunch, because some people do like delete their Hinge over summer or like pause it or whatever over summer because they're like, oh, I can't be bothered. Like I've got plans with all my mates and I'm doing X, Y, Z. So, I feel like it's something that's quite good to do, but like it also does make you just feel like ready to go again. Like when I do unpause it, I'm gonna like redo my Hinge, like redo the pictures, because I'll have fresh ones from summer, or just, you know, new pictures, and you know, then my Hinge will be ready and raring to go. And then come autumn, when people are actually ready to date, it should hopefully be better. And that's how I'm feeling about it. And you know what? I'm feeling really good about it. I think also because I've not had any distractions. And I do think sometimes dating can be a bit of a distraction. Not that I've had anything to be distracted from, but when you've got like friends plans and like, you know, like work stuff, you don't want to be distracted from things. You just want to like get up and do it and like have all focus on what you're doing. So that's been quite nice because I haven't had anything distracted me away from what I'm currently doing, which I don't think is a bad thing, but like right now I'm kind of enjoying it. And it's weird because I've never done this before, and I've been on dating apps for about I started being on dating apps when I probably like 2.5 years, when I first moved to London, which was in February 2021. I didn't go on any dates. I was just talking to people. So it's been kind of nice to have that pause and not have that like need to be talking to someone, because yeah, it feels good. I recommend it if you're in that kind of situation where you're like, oh, I'm just bored of meeting people, bored of talking to people. Just take a break. You can go out and potentially meet someone out and about. Have I met anyone out and about? No. Am I looking to meet anyone out about? No, but I'm open to it. I'm open to meeting someone out and about. I'm so open to meeting someone when I'm, at an event or whatever. So open for that, but I'm not out there looking for it, because I'm just enjoying myself right now. And think sometimes you do need that time to enjoy yourself without any sort of like dating distraction when you're in the dating world, because it can be a lot. And so I'm feeling quite good about that. And that's been good. So let me know, send me a message if any of you have also paused your Hinge, if you haven't. I know I have had messages from people saying that they're kind of like just off the dating apps now, they're just done with them. But I am all for a dating app, actually. I don't think there's anything wrong with dating apps. I'm so for it. You just have to be in the right you just have to be in the right mindset and be like ready for it, and be open as well, because like sometimes a guy's picture cannot necessarily sell them, so you kind of have to like think about things a little bit more. But yeah, so been loving that. Also, I've been away more than I thought I was going to be. I didn't really plan in to be going on holidays and stuff, because they're expensive, and I think sometimes, I don't want to be that person that's like constantly going away. Although I'll take it if it comes my way. But I've been on a few holidays and it's been nice. It's been nice to go away. It's been nice to be in different countries. I'm getting used to like flying, and I'm not a bad flyer anyway, but I've been on a few flights, I'm getting used to it. I won't lie, it's expensive getting to the airport, but that's fine. Sometimes you have to do it. I think that's my fault for booking flights that are super early in the morning, and it's possibly the only way to get there. Like, I went on a flight to Copenhagen. My flight was at 7:30 in the morning. I did that for myself, so I had to be at the airport for 5:30. There's no way I'm getting a train at that time in the morning. So yeah, I did that. But I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad about it at all. And sometimes you just, have to do it. But I've been away and I've really enjoyed it. And it's been really, really nice to have moments in different places, because it makes you like appreciate being away and experiencing new things and trying new things. And yeah, I've loved it. It's been really, really nice. And as I mentioned earlier, I've been spending a lot more time focusing on myself. I think that when you are, how do I put this? When you take away the dating aspect, especially if you're single, and you focus more on the idea of just doing things how you want to do it, you do kind of like start to realize things that you need to work on yourself, and things that you have enjoyed or things you don't enjoy, etc. For instance, when I got back from Copenhagen, my flat was a mess. Like, when things start to build up, and it was only until I got back and I started to unpack that I realized everything was just untidy. The drawers were messy in my wardrobe, like in my bedroom, and then stuff was just everywhere, and I was like, it caused me quite a lot of like, I just didn't feel comfortable. So I cleaned it over the weekend, and it looks stunning. And when you're like, now I feel good, now I have the motivation. So I've learned definitely that when my space is super untidy, there is no way I'm getting anything done, and I just need to stop, tidy it, and then we can start again. So today, after having the full clean over the weekend, I've had the most productive day, because everything's clean, everything's away. I can just get up, go, do the bits I need to do, and crack on, which is amazing. So I've learned a lot about, the way I like to do things, but I've also learned so much about myself and what I see in the future and what I want to work on and where I want to go. Like when you have like a little bit of passion or a bit of drive behind you because something's happened or you want to work towards something, it kind of gets you excited about, you know, what's to come or what you want to do next. And that's been really fun. I think I've just really enjoyed this time alone. And I say alone because like I do spend a lot of time alone anyway. Like I love being in this flat. I spend enough money on it. I'm going to stay in it. But also just seeing friends and celebrating all the amazing things that like my friends have been through, because they are amazing and they deserve all the amazingness that's coming their way. So it's nice to see them all happy, and then, you know, appreciating it. It's just so nice. Like seeing your friends go through really happy moments just makes you so happy. And then you know that when it comes to being your turn, they'll be so happy for you. So it's just so nice to see like just amazing people get amazing things. Like seeing my friend get married was one of the best moments ever. So yeah, and another one of my friends got engaged. Like it's madness to me. Also funny because like when I see my friend who got married, she was like, I just really need some married friends. And I was like, look babes, I'm really sorry, but that isn't going to be me. I can't be your married friend. I'd love to be, don't get me wrong, but it can't be me. It was kind of funny because, you know, I totally get her point of view. Like she's like, I'd like some friends that are also married, and I'm like, I'd like some friends that are also single, but that's not happening. So I'm just gonna roll with being the single girl. And you know what, I kind of like it because I just kind of, if I have any thoughts or feelings on it, I just message my friends and I'm like, oh well, you know, just a single gal. I don't think any of my friends are like, not that they're not fussed, but they're just kind of like none of my friends are like pushy with their relationships, which is so nice because then I don't feel like, it doesn't make me feel bad about being single. I'm very much enjoying it. And if you're someone who's struggling with being single, I've done a couple of episodes, go check them out, about being single, the positive being single, because there's a lot of good vibes around being single. And when I did this Hot Girl Summer episode, I spoke about being single, and I feel like now, after the whole of summer, I feel in a better place about being single, which is really strange because at the start it kind of felt a little bit like kind of fed up. And maybe that's because like I had been dating someone not too long before and he ended it, I don't know, but I feel a little bit more refreshed in it. I think that's probably because I have taken a pause with Hinge. I have taken a step back. I have just like given myself a bit of time to be like, okay, give yourself the time. And I always think this, I always say this, if you're dating and it's not going the way you want it to go, or you're just struggling a little bit, take a step back and take a step away from the dating. Dating is always going to be there, and it's not going to mean that you're not going to have that chance with the person you're meant to be with. The person you're meant to be with will be with you when you meet them, and it will happen at the right time. So if you have to take a pause in dating, that doesn't mean to say that on that dating app is the man of your dreams, and if you don't go on that dating app, you're going to miss it. Like, not at all. If you need to take a step away from it, take a step away from it. It will make you feel better, because I feel like ready to date again. Like I actually feel really like excited by it. Whereas before I wasn't excited. I was just tapping through and hoping to find someone. And I don't think that's the best mindset to have. So if you are feeling like that, just take a step back. Pause it for a couple of weeks. Sometimes you just need a week or two, and then you can get back into it. But I do think sometimes a refresh, take a step away, no dating, can be quite nice. And I'm so eager to like start dating again. I'm being like, oh, I'd love to like, you know, sort my Hinge out, but I have a few more plans coming up for the next couple of weeks. So I'm like, there is literally no point me doing it now, because I still can't, like, I'm not free enough to start like going on a date. And usually if you meet someone, you want to go on a date within a good couple of days of started talking to them. So, you know, but that's good for me. I think that's good. I'm really like happy that I am at the point where I'm like, yeah, I'm good and I'm ready to, you know, date again. And it's been nice. Like I've really had quite a nice refresh summer where I've just taken a step back from everything. Obviously I've been working hard, figured out what I want to do with my work, and where I want to go with that. I have had a lot of like laying in bed thoughts, which have like now filled up my notes app with different things that I want to do. I'm thinking about doing, or ideas I have. I always forget I do it, and then I go in my notes and I'm like, oh, I forgot about this, because I have these thoughts like before I go to sleep, and then I forget that I put them in there, and then I go on my notes to put one thing in there and I'm like, oh my god, this is a great idea. So yeah, it's been a really lovely refresh kind of summer, and I'm grateful for it because I've had a lot of nice moments and fun moments and just doing things that make my heart happy, and that is ultimately the best thing when it comes to doing whatever hot girl summer you want to do, because it's about doing things for you. And I've also realized, like, I'm 28 now and I'm like in my late 20s, and there's something about like how when you really reflect on like previous summers or previous life, and you think, oh my god, it's so mad how things change so quickly. Like when I first came to London, granted I was newly single, I was like, you know, wanting to date. I was like, you know, going out and getting drunk, blah blah blah. And now I couldn't think of anything worse than going out and getting drunk. I did get drunk on my friend's wedding, and that was worth it. But like, I'm not really a big drinker. I've learned that that's not really something I want to do. So whilst I will go for drinks and I will happily get drunk at times, it's not something I'm doing every week. I don't really want to. I rarely drink alcohol as is these days. Like my mum gave me a load of what I would call tinnies. I don't know if what other people call them. Tinned cocktails, gin and tonics and tins, whatever you want to call them. I call them tinnies. And my mum gave me like a load. They're still in the fridge. I've had a few of them, but they're still in the fridge. Most people have probably drunk those. I've got a whole bottle of gin over there in the kitchen, which I got I took my dad to a gin tour, Beefeater gin tour. Recommend going if you know someone who likes gin and you want to give them as a gift. I took my dad. It was really good. And I bought a bottle of gin and I've not even touched it. It's not even opened. That was when did I take my dad? That was in February, I think. It's still fully, like, it's not opened. That was in February. Like, I don't even think about drinking alcohol. It's really strange. Like, have any of you felt like that? Have any of you changed your mindset with alcohol over the years? Like, it's not even that I will drink. Like, I have nothing against drinking. I just don't do it when I'm on my own. Sometimes I do if I'm stressed. If I really need a drink, you know, when you have a feeling. Like, I did treat myself to a bottle of Prosecco the other night because I was like, I want it, but like, I don't do it very often, and it's nice because, I mean, to be fair, the weather's been so shit that I've not really wanted to go out and like spend time drinking because the weather's not been good. When the weather's good and someone says, do you want to go for a drink? I'm there, I'm coming. But I've also learned that I don't need to drink, and I don't think, like, it's not really like a big thing. Do you know one thing I did do involving drinks, sorry, going off on a tangent here, is I went out for drinks. I went to see the Barbie movie with my sister and her boyfriend, and then we went to the pub and we just sat like at this pub outside it, like on the curb, and just had like, I think I had 3 beers. I was kind of drunk at the end of it, but it was really nice. Like, that was nice because it was like social drinking, not going out and getting drunk. We just had a few beers, we were having a good time, but also just chilled. That is my favorite kind. That was also really nice. I love hanging out with my sister and her boyfriend. It's one of my favorite things to do. And I've said this before. I don't know if I've said it on the podcast, but I love third wheeling them. They're one of the only. That's a lie. There's a few couples that are third wheel them, because it's my sister and he's basically like a brother at this point. Then there's my friend Meg and her boyfriend, or fiance, shall we say. Love hanging out with them. And then, like, I love hanging out with anyone who just like accepts you into their relationship and being both of their friends. Like, I'm really good friends. Oh my god, I can't speak. Meg is one of my best friends. And then, if she's listening, hi. And then her boyfriend just accepts me into, like, because he's like, oh, you're best friends with Meg, and I'm just like I'm now both of their friends. Do you know what I mean? And that same goes for my friend Sherry. Like, I love that when people just accept you into it, and it just feels like you're a part of it, and you don't feel like, you know, you're with a lovey-dovey couple that are just gonna like talk about their relationship the whole time. Like, you're just like a part of it, and I love that. So summer's been great. You know, hot girl summer doesn't have to be what you think hot girl summer is. It can be anything. It can be however you want to spend it. And I love that. And that is exactly what I've done. I've just had the best chill girl summer, sloth girl summer, working girl summer, any kind of summer, all of the summers. It's been really nice. And I'm very much looking forward to the next chapter, the next season. I always think that each season is like a new chapter. Each season brings new things. And each season teaches you a new thing. So whilst, you know, summer has been really nice and I've enjoyed it, I'm ready for what the next chapter brings. And I love this time of year. Like from September to the end of the year is like my favorite time of year. I love it. Not only is it festive, but also work is busy. And I love being busy. I was thinking about this the other day, how like I'm one of those people who will always have my finger in multiple pies. I have fingers in all the pies. And the reason why is because I don't like to just home in on one thing. I like to have all different options. I like to have different like paths, because if one thing doesn't work, then there's something else. Do you know what I mean? And there's a lot of people I know who just have one thing. And that's fine if you have one thing. I'm not judging you at all. If you have one thing, that's fine. I just like to have options of things to do. And I'm always striving for the next thing, because for me, my ambition never stops, and there's always more things I can be doing. So always more things I can add. There's always more things I can do, which is why I have this podcast. Like most people who do social media don't have a podcast, right? So I do this all myself, like the editing, recording, whatnot. And that's quite a lot of work for one person alongside all the other things that I choose to do. So yeah, but I love doing it, and I am grateful for all you guys who have been listening over summer. It's been amazing, and all of you who have like found me through TikTok, who follow me on my own Instagram. Someone came up to me the other day and said that she was literally like listened to a podcast, which was mind blowing to me, like actually mind blowing, because I don't know, like I don't see myself as someone who is known. I just see myself as a regular gal. She's just walking down the street. She just happens to do social media. And when someone comes up to you, it really makes it feel really real. Like sometimes people come up to me and they recognize me from my Instagram, but if you recognize from the podcast, I was like, whoa, okay, like this is real. Like I may be a little podcast, I may be just the cute little podcast, but like I am genuinely grateful for every single one of you who listen. It really does mean the world to me that I get to sit here, talk to you guys. Like I get to do this little hobby and I get to enjoy it, and you guys listen, and you guys are just amazing. And I'm really grateful for you all. I'm grateful for like even having this opportunity to do this, because my friend Sherry sent me the quote that goes like, if you weren't ready for it, you wouldn't be given the opportunity. So remember that. If you weren't given it, no, oh my God, am I okay? No. If you weren't ready for it, you wouldn't be given the opportunity. That is one of the best quotes to live by, because when something comes your way, you can handle it. You know you'll be able to handle it. That's the main thing. So yeah. Thank you for all you guys oh my God, am I okay? I think I need to stop talking. Thank you guys for all of you who have listened. You've been amazing, and hopefully will continue to be amazing, because more episodes will be coming right through to the end of the year. And it's just really nice to recap on everything and chat to you about everything that's going on. So I hope you have had a wonderful summer, and if you haven't, remember you still have time to switch things around. You still have time to start a new chapter. Things don't, just because summer's ending doesn't mean to say that you can't start something fresh, you can't work on something new. Summer is just a moment. There's so many more moments to come. And we've got to make the most of what we do have. So yeah, I'm going to love you and leave you. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please do give me a follow on my Instagram, which is I am Charlotte Olivia. You can also follow the podcast, which is Still Got Time Podcast, on both TikTok and Instagram. Please do give that a follow as well. It'd be lovely to have you over there. The TikTok shares like lots of clips if you want to stay up to date with like little clips, or you want a bit of inspiration. The TikTok is the one to go to. And you can also send me a message on there if you have any ideas for podcast episodes. If you would like me to talk about anything in particular, then let me know, because I'm always open to talking about what you guys want to hear. So yeah, I love you all, and I will see you all in next week's episode. Bye.